Good Sunday morning, August 21st, 2022. Baseball's all-time player matchups. I'm in the pitching section of the book. Chapter 27, Earned Run Average Matchups Career. Who has the best earned run average among Baseball Hall of Fame pitchers? Ed Walsh, 1.82 career ERA. Less than 2 runs per game pitched. Average. Very good, Ed Walsh. How does he match up with the following 19 pitchers who have career ERA lowest? Eddie Joss, Mordecai Brown, John Ward, Christy Mathewson, Al Spalding, Rube Waddell, Walter Johnson, Mariano Rivera, Eddie Plank, Chief Bender, Hoyt Wilhelm, Pete Alexander, Tim Keefe, Cy Young, Vic Willis, Joe McKinney, Charlie Radburn, Jack Chesbro, and Mickey Welsh. Top 20 ERA leaders as far as career lowest. How did Ed Walsh stack up? 12 wins, 7 losses. Not as good as Cy Young, who had 18 wins. And Walter Johnson had 17 wins in his category. What are the categories? I'm matching up 2 pitchers in 15 categories. Who wins the category wins the matchup. Categories are wins, innings, strikeouts, complete games, games started in a season, shutouts in a season, career ERA, wins in a season, innings in a season, strikeouts in a season, ERA lowest in a season, saves, and winning percentage. Ed Walsh against Eddie Joss, he beats him 13-2. Mordecai Brown, he beats him 8-7. John Ward, he wins 11-4. Christy Mathewson beat Ed Walsh 9-6. Al Spalding, Ed Walsh wins 8-7. Rube Waddell, Ed Walsh 11-4. Walter Johnson, he beat Walsh 8-6-1. Mariano Rivera, Walsh wins 14-1. Eddie Plank, Walsh wins 8-7. Chief Bender, Walsh 10-5. Hoyt Wilhelm, Walsh 14-1. Pete Alexander, he beat Walsh 9-6. Tim Keefe beat Walsh 10-5. Cy Young beat Walsh 9-5-1. Vic Willis, Walsh wins 11-4. Joe McKinney, Walsh 10-5. Charlie Radburn beat Walsh 10-4-1. Jack Chesbro, Walsh wins 10-5. And Mickey Welsh, he beat Walsh 9-6. So who did Walsh, 12 wins, 7 losses. Who did he beat? Walsh beat Rivera, Wilhelm, Joss, Waddell, Ward, Willis, Chesbro, McKinney, Bender, Brown, Spalding, and Eddie Plank. Walsh lost to Keefe, Radburn, Mathewson, Alexander, Welsh, Young, and Johnson. 7 losses. So Ed Walsh, career ERA 1.82. Very good, don't you think? Very good. How about ERA best in a season? Who wins that matchup? Dennis Eckersley. 0.61 ERA for one season. That's a record. Excuse me. So Walsh has the career ERA leader, but Dennis Eckersley for a season, 0.61. How did he match up with the following 19 pitchers? Goose Gossage, Tim Keefe, Mordecai Brown, Raleigh Fingers, Bob Gibson, John Smoltz, Christy Mathewson, Walter Johnson, Eddie Jaws, Pete Alexander, Red Faber, Cy Young, Ed Walsh, Hoyt Wilhelm, Bruce Sutter, Mariano Rivera, Charlie Radburn, Rue Baudel, and Trevor Hoffman, 19 pitchers. How does Eckersley stack up? His matchup record is not good. 6 wins, 13 losses against those 19 pitchers. Walsh had 12 wins, Eckersley only 6. So in the matchup, Eckersley was a starter and also a reliever. So he didn't compile as much numbers as the starters did because he did a lot of relieving. Still, let's see how he did. Goose Gossage, Eckersley, 13-2. Tim Keefe, he beat Eckersley 13-2. Mordecai Brown wins 9-6 over Eck. I'm going to call him Eck instead of Eckersley. I don't want to keep saying that long word. I'll just say Eck, okay? Eck beats Raleigh Fingers 14-1. Bob Gibson beats Eck 13-2. John Smoltz wins 8-5-2. Christy Mathewson wins 13-2 over Eck. Walter Johnson 13-2 wins. Eddie Joss wins 8-7. Pete Alexander wins 12-3. Red Faber wins 11-4. Cy Young 13-2 wins. Ed Walsh 9-6 he wins. Eck beat Wilhelm, Hoyt Wilhelm 13-2. Bruce Sutter, Eck wins 14-1. Mariano Rivera, Eck wins 12-3. Charlie Radburn wins 12-3. Rue Baudel, he wins 9-6. And Trevor Hoffman, Eck wins 13-2. So who did Eck beat? Just 6 wins. He beat Fingers, Sutter, Hoffman, Wilhelm, Gossage, Rivera. Basically all relievers, right? He lost Eckersley, Dennis Eckersley. Lost to Keefe, Gibson, Mathewson, Johnson, Young, Alexander, Radburn, Faber, Brown, Waddell, Walsh, Smoltz, Joss, and Joss. 6 wins, 13 losses among 19 pitchers in 15 categories. That's the ERA section of the matchups. Who's the greatest as far as ERA? Ed Walsh. But who did the best in one season? Dennis Eckersley. All right, that was episode 495. We've done wins matchups, strikeout matchups, shutout matchups, career innings. We've done complete games, games started. Then we've done ERA and ERA in a season. What's next? We're going to look at a very unique pitcher named Charlie Radburn. He has the most pitching wins in one season. He has the most pitching innings in one season. Charlie Radford. Oh, he also has the most strikeouts in one season. We'll get into that matchup next. Thanks for watching. I'm out.